Hello and welcome to the Virtual Racing League, live tonight from the Richmond Raceway here in Richmond, Virginia. The second to last race of the season, and drivers trying to lock themselves into the playoffs here tonight. It's going to be a very exciting race with short track beating and banging, and some drivers with a lot on the line. You take a look here, STRAVATO, one of the drivers trying to fight his way into the championship finale. Also Adam CABOT right there on his outside, going to be trying to do the same thing here tonight. Both drivers winners this season, but they have been chasing Conor Horn, who has 9 victories in the first 23 races. Tonight's race, though, 160 laps, 120 miles. Stage break lap 65, and this is race 24 of 25 this season. We want to thank you for joining us here on V-Speed for the Virtual Racing League, and hope you enjoy tonight's broadcast. Let's see where these drivers enter into tonight's race in the point standings. Conor Horn locked in by his win last week. Behind him, it'll be Adam CABOT, Alec Martinez, and STRAVATO, currently the drivers above the cut line. And then below it is going to be Dylan Parker, YOUSUF, GHALY, Elliott Butler, and Mark Emerson. Do not believe Mark Emerson is here tonight, so he is going to be eliminated. Elliott Butler currently 10th fastest on the boards. YOUSUF, GHALY is fastest on track right now. He could win his way into the playoffs, and that could eliminate one of those drivers above the cut line. Dylan Parker also not too far out. It's pretty close, actually. The only driver who would have to win to get in would be Mark Emerson, and he's not here. So the rest of those 3 positions are up for grabs in tonight's race. The stage break at lap 65 going to be very important for some of these drivers who don't go on to take the victory with all those points available. We'll see how things shake out as we get to racing here tonight. But just about 40 seconds left in the practice session. This is how they look currently up there on the board. YOUSUF, GHALY at 21:61, the fastest lap of anyone. Dylan Parker just 15 thousandths off his time, second quick. STRAVATO third, Alec Martinez fourth. Ben Bafford making a return to the series here, the number 23 machine. Going to be 5th fastest on track, and you'll see that Alec Martinez and Ben Bafford running the same paint scheme. So we'll do our best here to keep track of who is who. A little bit of drama going on tonight on Twitter involving the driver of the Real World FedEx machine. But that is all we'll say about it, because I don't know much of the details. As we head to the qualifying session, we'll see who tops the leaderboards here and sets themselves up for a good starting position in tonight's race. Again, we do want to thank you for joining us here tonight. Let's go on board with Ben Bafford as he gets ready to put in his qualifying lap time. The driver of the number 23. And Richmond, a really fun track to race around, this 3/4 mile track, as he sends it down into the corner, able to get it woed up. Gets down to the yellow line. Nice and smooth off the corner there. A little bit of wiggling, though, down the straightaway. And here in 3 and 4, he is going to be about 3 feet up off the yellow line. I'm not sure that's the quickest way around here, but across the stripe, 21:72. Nice lap time there. He will temporarily be at the top of the board. Jeff Wright, a 71:91, will go to second. And there's Ben Bafford almost losing it out of turn 2. Jeff Wright trying to improve on his lap. And Jeff, a 2-time winner this season, sideways across the line. He will improve, but not enough to surpass the driver of the 23. Let's take a look. STRAVATO's getting ready to roll off, but Adam CABOT up to speed. He'll go to the top of the board at 21:64. The TREJO 22:35, looking like he's going to try and improve on lap 2. The Amazon number 21 making his way through 3 and 4. Dylan Parker also rolling out onto the track. Eddie will only slightly improve, so a bit off the pace there. he'll try and figure it out throughout the race tonight. Dylan Parker on his first flyer lap. Zach Halpern puts a time in. He'll go to 4th fastest. And AJ STRAVATO here on his first lap, coming through turns 3 and 4. Across the start finish line, 21.79. That'll put him up to 5th out of 8 qualifiers. Now Dylan Parker goes to the top of the board at 21.54. Great lap time right there. He is attempting a second lap, but already sideways up out of 2. Might cost him some lap time there. Look at Conor Horn wheeling it up out of the corner. You know, Conor just got his setup put together at a new location. I believe he's in Mooresville now. But he is really sliding all over and having some connection problems all the while. And YOUSUF GHALY, he obviously didn't like his look at turns 1 and 2 that time around. He'll reset here, try and get a better lap time in. But Dylan Parker at the top of the board. Alec Martinez and YOUSUF GHALY, the only drivers to not put a lap time in. They've got about 1 minute and 45 seconds to do so. So Alec will want to get rolling here within about 60 seconds if he wants to get any kind of a lap in. He'll have to, yeah, it'll actually have to be even sooner than that as YOUSUF resets again. He resets one more time, trying to get that car set up how he wants. Maybe changing a couple things with the brake bias, steering ratio, and so on. He will get this car up to speed now as Alec Martinez renders up at the end of pit lane. He'll have to get rolling pretty soon. There we go. YOUSUF GHALY across the stripe to attempt his only opportunity for a hot lap here. Through 1 and 2 really nicely down there on the yellow line. Smooth up out of the corner. Fastest in practice. Can he repeat that here in qualifying? A little bit sideways out of the corner there. 21.59. Not going to be fastest, but second quick. Still a great lap time as Alec Martinez on his flyer right here. You can see he is really sideways. And going to be a bit of a sacrificial lap. Looks like he'll come from the back of the pack, and he is not going to be able... Now that one may not count, as he's not even going to cross the start-finish line. He has run out of time to complete a lap, so he'll start from the tail end of the field. Only driver to not complete a lap. And that will wrap up qualifying here tonight. Let's go take a look at our starting grid here tonight from Richmond Raceway. And of course, cheer on your favorite driver. Let us know you're out there, who you're rooting for as well. But Dylan Parker, the pole sitter, he's going to look to gain as many points as he can here tonight. Maybe look for a victory. It would be his first this season. He'll roll off from the top spot. YOUSUF GHALY also looking for a victory. Last year's champion, trying to make it back into the Final Four. And this will be the last opportunity to do so for him. They're going to fill out the front row. Rolling off from row number 2, that is going to be Adam Cabot, the number 77, the Magic Man, who is currently sitting in the top 4 in the standings. Ben Bafford to his outside, going to be rolling off from the 4th position. Angelo Ronas starting in 5th. AJ STRAVATO starting from 6th. 7th will be Elliott Butler. Jeff Wright going to be starting in 8th. Zach Halpern rolling off from 9th, and Jeremiah Vincent rounding out the top 10. Rolling off from 11th, it's Ryan Shelton. Starting to his outside, it'll be Conor Horn, 9-time winner this season. Eddie TREJO going to be starting 13th, and Alec Martinez 14th to complete the field here tonight. Small field, but will not be short on action. That is for sure. These guys always put on a great show. And there's some of the best talents across the sim here in the Virtual Racing League, and these guys have run now. This will be the 24th race of the season, and a lot of effort and time has gone into this. I'm looking forward to try and race for that championship next week. As we are rolling now, Dylan Parker pulls up alongside the pace truck here tonight from Richmond. They'll have to go 65 laps on this first run, and the weather tonight, 78-degree air temp, 98-degree track temp. So it's actually a day session here at the Richmond Raceway. 98-degree track temp. It's been hotter in some of our more recent races, but that is still going to be fairly slick for these guys, as we saw in the qualifying and practice sessions. Drivers sliding around out of turns 2 and 4. And I would expect that to carry over into the race session as these guys battle it out side by side. But we'll go one more time around the pit road. Again, cheer on your favorite driver. Who do you think is going to win here tonight? Who's going to lock their way into the championship finale? Will it be Dylan Parker? Could it be YOUSUF GHALY? Could it be Elliott Butler? AJ STRAVATO? Alec Martinez coming from the back of the field? Could it be any of those drivers? Or is someone going to play spoiler? Could Ben Baffert has been quick here. Also, Jeff Wright has had some good speed over this season. We'll have to wait and find out. 160 laps to the checkered flag, 65 laps to stage 1, and that's where we'll potentially get our first caution of the night. We'll see how things go. Pace truck going to make the hard left-hand turn on the pit road, and here we go. One more race left this season. There's green flags in the air, and Dylan Parker off and away. Car already up the hill. That is going to be, I believe, Ben Baffert dropping towards the rear as the field working out at turn number 4. Dylan Parker leads lap 1 by a few car lengths over YOUSUF GHALY, who's got pressure from Adam Cabot. And also Angelo Ronis right in the mix there. AJ STRAVATO works to the inside now of Jeff Wright. And it does look like Ben Baffert fell all the way back to 14th. Must have missed the braking point in turn 1. Slipped up the hill. And struggling with that race car right now. Very, very loose. As he gets passed up by Eddie Trejo. Now Conor Horn battling with Alec Martinez. Alec, of course, in the purple orange machine, a bit different than what we're used to seeing, the green and blue car. And it looks like Jeremiah Vincent looks to the inside of Zach Halpern. Can't make that move work as AJ STRAVATO trapped down low. Elliott Butler to his outside. Now Jeff Wright looks to the outside of Angelo Ronis. 77 of Adam Cabot up the hill right there. Loses some ground to YOUSUF GHALY, who will take over the second spot. Or rather, hang on to the second spot. But Cabot trying to run that high line. We haven't seen that work here in real life very often. Got to go all the way back to the COTs, I believe, to when that worked. But he is trying to make it work up high, and Jeff Wright sticking to the low line, sticking to his guns down there. Doing a good job, but Dylan Parker out in front now about 0.6 of a second. Starting to pull away. Fastest car on the track, tying lap times there with YOUSUF GHALY. As battle still on back here, AJ STRAVATO and Elliott Butler. Zach Halpern brushes the outside wall right in front of Ryan Shelton. And that's going to open up the door for Alec Martinez, who's going to try and move to 9th. Alec, traditionally a driver who, you know, really saves his stuff those first few laps, but doing a good job already moving up. This would be 5 positions. Conor Horn a couple behind him. Did not get any practice in as far as I'm aware. And I think he's just trying to figure the car out and keep it clean for the moment. He's got a bunch of drivers to get past, though. This race a bit less pressure on his shoulders with the win last week. Already locked in and moving on to the championship round. 9-time winner this season. Look at this now. Angelo Ronis to the outside of AJ STRAVATO, or rather STRAVATO to the inside of the 29. And he will secure that position up out of turn number 2. Cannot clear Angelo just yet as he fights back down the backstretch. And Elliott Butler deep in the braking zone there, almost slipped up the track. He's got Jeremiah Vincent all over his tail. And the 6 big wiggle right there, and that'll open the door for Jeremiah to make the move. He'll go deep into turn 1, able to get underneath side by side out of 2. Adam Cabot still working that high groove. Definitely an interesting approach to this racetrack, and he is making it stick up there. How about Dylan Parker? Already 1.5 seconds up the road. He has this car absolutely dialed in. And he is just driving away, but he's got to be careful not to burn his stuff up too fast. Very easy to do so here. That's the gap. It continues to grow now, 1.8 seconds. And he is really flying around here. Last time over a 10th faster than YOUSUF. I have a feeling that these drivers back here really just saving their stuff, but how about this? Almost 3 wide. I think we might be. AJ STRAVATO goes to the inside of Jeff Wright. Adam Cabot was up in the 3rd groove there, and it looked like Jeff had to back out of it a little bit. AJ spinning the tires out of turn 4. He'll try and track down the 48 this time in 1 and 2. Goes in a little lower, trying to keep air to the nose. Able to make it work right now, but look at this field, pretty much nose to tail all the way back to Ben Baffert, who rides 13th, and Eddie Trejo's fallen off. He is in 14th, but that is the largest gap on track. That's over 2.5 seconds now. Jeremiah Vincent, Alec Martinez side by side for 8th and 9th. Alec moving forward nicely here. Jeremiah, big wiggle. Also, Zach HALPERNE gets sideways up out of turn 4. And a side-by-side battle up here. Cabot able to clear the 48. But Jeff Wright closing in. And he started to work higher up the hill. As STRAVATO, good run out of 4. He'll get the nose out in front across the line and down into turn 1 with a small advantage. Jeff trying to keep it wound up there. Look at the different approach to these corners here. Let's look on board from Angelo Ronis. 3 drivers, 3 different lines. The 48 a little wiggle there, but also the 33 gets sideways. Jeff a little brush on the outside wall. Like STRAVATO completes the pass. Jeff might try and cross him over right here. Dylan Parker now 2.4 seconds out in front. We're not even 20 laps into this race. I have the feeling he is driving really hard right now. Still 2 to 3 tenths faster than everyone else. Time across the line, 1.13 seconds faster than YOUSUF GHALY and Adam Cabot. Almost identical lap time to the 54. Second quickest car, that was AJ STRAVATO, so 33 finding speed here. Side by side farther back, that is Ben Baffert and Zach HALPERNE. The 23 big slide out of turn 4 though. That'll give the 7 the position. But Zach HALPERNE fading just a little bit here. He is back 3 spots, but Ben Baffert so far biggest loser in this race, back 9 positions. And we'll see if he's just trying to save his stuff and move forward. But Ryan Shelton, a bit of damage on the back bumper. We saw him tag the wall right there. The right side quarter panel getting a bit of damage. Now Conor Horn working past Alec Martinez. That is for 8th position. And perhaps these two Toyotas going to try and work together and move forward. Conor with some connection problems here tonight. Side by side, Angelo Ronas and Jeff Wright. Jeff up in the 3rd groove. Angelo working right down by the yellow line. Battle for 2nd could start to shape up here. Adam Cabot was closing in on YOUSUF GHALY, and last time by just a little bit faster. Pretty much nose to tail for the moment for these drivers. Jeff Wright almost tags the outside wall, but he will keep it in one piece there. And now Elliott Butler starting to close up on Angelo Ronas. He is trying to get there, couldn't quite get down underneath. After the 67 car charging from the rear, also the 18 behind him. They'll probably find their way up in the top 5 here in a short amount of time. But most drivers separated by 2 to 3 car lengths. But here comes AJ STRAVATO starting to close up on Adam Cabot. These two have battled quite a bit. We've got a car sliding somewhere. That is Zach Halpern, who parks it up in the 2nd groove. Caution is going to fly as Eddie Trejo gonna go right on past him. First caution of the night. That is Zach Halpern losing it in turns 1 and 2. And he got help. Facing it up hard with Ben Baffert. Go down into turn number 1. Looks like Ben really deep in the corner. Drifts up the hill a little bit, gets the quarter panel, and Zach just locks it down to prevent contact with the wall. Then Eddie makes his way past, triggering the caution flag right there. But no damage really for the driver of the 7, as Dylan Parker, who's led every lap, will lead the entire field down pit road. They will begin work on the race cars. Some drivers may elect to get damage fixed, as Alec Martinez, either 2-tire or fuel only, will make it off of pit road first. Dylan Parker will get 2nd. Looks like Adam Cabot might have gotten 3rd there. We'll see anybody else on pit road. Zach Halpern just rolling off now, has some damage. Ryan Shelton, Eddie Trejo, extended stops for those drivers. We can get a word in with Alec Martinez, see what the strategy call is right here. As he stays, or takes fuel or 2 tires, we'll see if we can get clarification. He goes from last on the grid now to 1st in the race in under 30 laps. Alec Martinez, Adam in the V-Speed booth, you got me?
Yeah, I do.
Well, Alec, a little different strategy there through the pit cycle. Is that a 2-tire or fuel only?
That's a fuel only. We're going to try a little something different. Need to get the points for leading the lap, but if there's a caution again, and we get, 20, 30 laps on these tires, I think I have an extra set than everybody. So if we can save this and not get lapped to the end, hold on 1 second. Hold on. I'm getting interview. Can I go to the top, please?
Oh, yep.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, but we're playing a little different. Just gonna see what happens. I think we have enough of a points gap where it's okay to take these risks, and I don't think YOUSUF or Cabot or any of those guys behind me have led a lap other than Dylan. So just to even out on points, I think just trying to see what we can do here and hopefully outthink them and hope for a win.
Yeah, definitely a bold call, but we'll see if it works out for you. Good luck, Alec.
Thank you.
Alec Martinez, no tires, fuel only. Gonna get the field going here. Leads a couple laps there to get the bonus points. And here we go, green flag back in the air. Alec Martinez gets him going. Good jump there. He'll bring YOUSUF GHALY along with him. Dylan Parker down on the inside trying to get back in position there. And you can see Alec already gonna start to fade a little bit here, but able to push it. And 3 wide behind him, that is Adam Cabot, AJ STRAVATO, and Jeff Wright. Dylan Parker moves to the high side, gonna try and work his way around there. And he will get a great jump. YOUSUF GHALY, though, out in front. And Dylan Parker maybe going to try and track it down. Was by far the quickest car. But here we go, 3 wide. Alec Martinez, old tires on the bottom. Adam Cabot able to squeeze through the middle. Jeff Wright on the high side. Here they all come behind him. And like you heard, Alec's goal just to try and stay on the lead lap and have an extra set of tires. Hopefully not going to be the cause of the caution, but topping up on fuel there should be able to go the distance. Now the 54 TRD Toyota Camry out in front, and it's getting interesting back here. Alec Martinez now passed up by Conor Horn. Next in line, Ryan Shelton, who's gotten a lot of damage repaired on that car. He's got Zach HALPERNE, Ben Bafford, and Eddie TREJO there behind him. Alex so far settling into the 10th. Jeremiah Vincent going up the hill right there. Racing with Connor. That is 8th and 9th. And the battle up here, it is Adam Cabot moving to 2nd. Dylan Parker side by side with AJ STRAVATO. Dylan was definitely the fastest car on that run before, but right now falling to 4th. Jeff Wright now looks to the high side. Dylan struggling down low. Looks like he may have cleared the 48. Down into turn 1. Jeff Wright still going to try and get alongside the right-hand quarter panel. And they'll go side by side into turn 3. This is the battle for 4th. AJ STRAVATO, big wiggle right there, trying to track down Adam Cabot. Dylan Parker still battling down low. Jeff Wright up high. This is really the battle to watch. Although right there we go. AJ STRAVATO moving to the inside. We can get all of them here. STRAVATO unable to make that pass, and Dylan Parker still hanging on to this position. You see AJ really struggling there in front. He'll try and settle in front of the 48. From Angelo Ronis, who's been behind most of these side-by-side battles tonight. He'll go to the outside now. Dylan Parker, who's really been unable to fight people off from this low line. He's going to have to find a way to do so. But here comes Angelo Ronis. He's going to look down low into turn 3, not able to dive it in there. Now gets alongside as Dylan backs off just a little bit on the high side. And very interesting to see the driver who led all those laps in the first stint falling back right now into 5th. He needs these playoff or these stage points. The top 8 drivers going to earn those stage points at lap 65. Alec Martinez falls to the tail end of the field now into 14th, but remember, 1 additional set of tires did lead a lap as well, but in danger of not earning any stage points. We are used to seeing Alec Martinez make bold strategy calls. That may be one of the boldest that I can recall. Adam Cabot dives to the inside for the race lead. Side by side in 1 and 2. The Magic Man trying to get it done here at Richmond. Can't get the pass completed. Here comes AJ STRAVATO. Going to try and take advantage. The 77 checking up a little bit right there. They'll go side by side again. The top 4 are pulled away. Dylan Parker back to 5th. He gets into the corner pretty hot right there. Definitely struggling in the dirty air. Looked like he was really fast at the onset of this race. Only a couple car lengths back to Angelo Ronas. He's got his hands full with Elliott Butler closing in from behind. Elliott with a little right front damage, hanging up here in the top 8. Conor Horn in 8th spot. Battle for the race lead, not slowing down. Look at this, Adam Cabot really putting the pressure on, and the top 5 now all linked up once again side by side, or nose to tail rather, and side by side behind them. As Elliott Butler, a really good run through 3 and 4 right there, still along the left quarter panel of Angelo Ronas, and he's going to go down into the corner and try and clear him all the way. Can't quite do so. Here comes Angelo with the run back on the high side. AJ STRAVATO challenging down low for second. He'll have a nice run through 3 and 4 here, but won't have the entire track to use. You can see wheeling it up out of the corner, still spins the tires. And Jeff Wright going to move to his high side. Conor Horn going to complete a pass back here on Elliott Butler. What's going on back there? AJ STRAVATO, big slide right there. He's going to lose a lot of ground. And he'll send it deep into 1 and 2. Jeff Wright now moves to the high side of Adam Cabot. And that'll start the battle for second. As Jeff Wright really able to put the power down on that high groove. And he may have a run on the race leader as YOUSUF GHALY down low. Jeff Wright up high. Oh, AJ STRAVATO almost got into 77 right there. And Jeff Wright into the outside wall, gets really sideways, sends it down in the corner. That checks up Adam Cabot. And AJ STRAVATO going to try and make the move underneath, but can't get it done. Dylan Parker still in 5th after restarting 2nd. Leading all of those laps early on, struggling right now in the 3 car. Jeff Wright has added damage to the right front of that race car, and he's still keeping up with YOUSUF GHALY. Fastest car on the track, though, that was Adam Cabot, almost 2/10 faster than the race leader. And trying to close up right here. He goes back to the high side. Time across the stripe, not quite as quick, actually 3/10 slower, so a bit inconsistent right there for the 77. As Jeff Wright trying to get to the outside, can't do it, and they remain as they were. But YOUSUF GHALY really feeling the pressure right here, fastest in practice, started 2nd and has taken advantage of this run here after the caution. Not been able to pull away. Conor Horn working his way forward now, looks to the inside of Jeff Wright, and Adam Cabot way up the hill right there, almost into the outside wall. And he is going to go really deep in the corner here in 1 and 2. That may be a bit too far. Look at the speed down the backstretch. On board with Dylan Parker as he tries to get the outside of AJ STRAVATO. Here he goes. Takes the move. Going to try and take 4th spot away. And Dylan looks like he might be on the move now. Maybe save the stuff there. Try and clear STRAVATO. He will do so that time. Look for this 3 car to try and make a move on these top 2 or 3 drivers. Could get up there to the race lead, only 0.8 of a second back, but Jeff Wright has started to fade. So has Adam Cabot. Dylan Parker looks low, can't get there. He'll reset for another try. Cabot continuing to run that high groove. Able to defend nicely up there, but just not able to close on the cars in front of him. Fastest car that time, that was Dylan Parker by about half 10. He's going to have some trouble here, I think, making it past the 77. As Jeff Wright and Adam Cabot both go up the hill. And oh, just as we looked away, Cabot brushing the outside wall. He gets stuck to it. That'll hand the 3rd position back to Dylan Parker. Cabot adding some right side damage to that race car. Not going to help him tonight. 100 laps to go in this one. YOUSUF GHALY out in front by half a second. Dylan Parker just 0.9 of a second behind. Battle back here, it looks like Elliott Butler and Jeremiah Vincent, but Elliott losing some ground, losing connection too. Less than 5 to go to the end of the stage. YOUSUF GHALY looks like he's got it in the bag as long as he doesn't make any major mistakes. Pretty consistent lap time. Still not as quick as Dylan Parker. But Dylan putting pressure on the 48, and he's got to complete that pass, which is going to be tough to do. But looks like the 54 and the 3 could be the best cars here tonight. They've led pretty much the entirety of tonight's race, other than the couple of laps led by Alec Martinez, who's moved past Eddie Trejo, actually, back into 13th. 10.5 seconds off the race leader. Side by side now for second out. Dylan Parker dives it in there. 2 laps to go in the stage. Dylan just got the nose out in front at the line. He'll complete the pass. Jeff Wright going to try and cross him over. Dylan gets a bit sideways, shuts the door down into turn 3. Coming back to the white flag for the stage end, and YOUSUF GHALY out in front. The caution is going to fly. YOUSUF GHALY able to win the stage right there. Let's take a look at the stage results. YOUSUF GHALY, Dylan Parker, Jeff Wright, Adam Cabot, AJ STRAVATO, Conor Horn, Angelo Ronis, and Jeremiah Vincent, the top 8. So congrats to all of them. Adam Cabot going to stay on the racetrack and lead a lap here. Jeremiah Vincent also going to try and do that. As the field working down pit road. Remember, Alec Martinez with additional sets of tires. I think the caution may have come out for Ben Baffert. I'm going to see if we can go back and find that. Looks like Elliott Butler might have actually gotten a piece of that off the nose of the 23. This is what brought the yellow out early. Good save there by both drivers, and Ben Baffert looks like he took it behind the wall as Adam Cabot, Jeremiah Vincent, and Elliott Butler all bring it down. That should cycle YOUSUF GHALY back to the race lead. That'll be his 3rd stage win of the season. And a lot of points gained right there for a driver who's on the outside of the cut line, looking to race his way in either with a victory or points here tonight. Currently in a good spot to do so. If we can talk to... I think we're going to get the one to go here. Don't want to pull anybody up too late. good racing so far. And to recap, just 2 cautions, 3 total lead changes. And we are beginning stage 2, less than 100 laps remaining in this event. As lights are still on the pace truck. Let's talk to Dylan Parker. Dylan Parker, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got me.
Yes, sir.
Well, Dylan, the 3 cars looking pretty fast out there. You led the first bit of this race and got caught back in traffic there. Was that by design? You wanted to see how the car would feel after saving the tires a little bit?
Oh, no. No, I did not want to see that caution. I didn't want to fall back either. Track position means a lot here right now. So seeing that caution was the last thing I wanted to see with a 3-second lead. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad I got the experience now, knowing how that drives in traffic. And it doesn't drive good, so knowing that, I'm going to try and stay up front and not go to the back.
Yeah, the car looked pretty good, though, making those passes there. Is there anything you were trying to do differently while in that dirty air?
Just trying not to slide the tires at all, because in that dirty air, that air is not on the spoiler at all, it feels like. It's on ice, for sure, out of 2 and 4. So that's the main thing I'm trying to do.
Yeah, looking good out there, though. We'll see if you can get it done here and race your way into the championship round. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Dylan Parker, who the pole sitter here tonight, going to be restarting second. And YOUSUF GHALY down low, green flag back in the air, and AJ STRAVATO gets a good jump down to the inside of the 3 machine. But Dylan Parker and STRAVATO now racing it down into turn number 1. Dylan going to try and hang on to track position here, gets a good drive on the high side. And look at that, Conor Horn, he's figured it out. He's right there in the battle. Side by side for second, and AJ struggled really badly down there on the inside. Big slide that time. Once again, he may give up the spot. As look at that, Dylan Parker really deep in the braking zone. Looks like he may secure second. He does exactly what he wanted to see. AJ STRAVATO throws the block on Conor Horn. Conor working the second groove now, able to get a good run out of turn 4. Tries to get to the outside. STRAVATO, though, creeping up the racetrack. There goes Dylan Parker, going to send it in deep. Once again, going to try and get a good run off the corner. Really nice drive there. He'll get to the outside of YOUSUF GHALY. Battle for the race lead down in turn 3. Look at that, clean air back on the nose, rubbing doors across the start-finish line. Dylan Parker with the nose out in front. Can he clear YOUSUF GHALY out of turn 2? YOUSUF really drives it off, side by side, down the backstretch. Still side by side across the stripe. Dylan, though, gets the advantage. AJ STRAVATO got really sideways out of 4. But look at this. Dylan Parker looks like he may have completed the pass. He does. Dylan Parker back to the race lead. YOUSUF GHALY back to second. Conor Horn up to third. AJ STRAVATO gets sent up the hill into the outside wall off the nose of Ryan Shelton. And AJ's not going to be happy about that. Let's see what happened here. Down into the corner, Ryan just goes into there deep, and the 33 up the hill. And now Ryan Shelton, he's in a hornet's nest of other race cars. Angelo Ronas, Alec Martinez, Jeff Wright, all in the mix here. And then just behind that, AJ STRAVATO and Adam CABOT. But Dylan Parker driving away now, 0.6 of a second. He was by far the fastest car in the first 30 laps. On that last run, he was starting to close up on YOUSUF GHALY, even working through traffic. Side by side here, Angelo Ronas, Ryan Shelton in the top 5. Jeff Wright, Alec Martinez side by side as well. And there's a tap to the 77, or from the 77 to the 48. Jeff Wright trying to hang on to it, loops it there in 3 and 4. Able to keep it off the wall, it appears, but caution will fly. Maybe not what Dylan Parker wanted to see. Let's go take a look at what happened. Jeff Wright, the 48, in front of Adam Cabot, who I believe just gets in here a little bit too deep. Jeff trying to hang on to it, loses it. Just one of those lazy slides, locks it down, does get the outside wall a couple times actually. That 48 car that's been pretty good here tonight, he's got quite a bit of damage. And he'll drop all the way to 11. Eddie Trejo will get back on the lead lap after losing a lap somehow. Zach Halpern brings it in. He'll get some damage repairs and maybe a fresh set of Goodyear Eagles on that race car, but Dylan Parker back out in front, doing a great job here tonight from Richmond. He'll have control of the next restart. We'll see what lane he picks. We'll see that right after a quick commercial break.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing, and specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now STRAVATO with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn one. He gives the bumper to Conor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch.
Back green here at Richmond. Dylan Parker gets us going. 2 cars did pit. 3 cars rather. Adam Cabot, Zach Halpern, and Jeff Wright all taking their time on pit road. And now the battle for second. Conor Horn driving up through the field. He's got YOUSUF GHALY to his outside. YOUSUF, who was leading and led to the end of stage number 1. Now starting to lose some ground. He's trying to hang on. Loses second to Conor, who has his sights set on the 3 machine out in front. Dylan Parker, who's had the car to beat seemingly all race long. He's the driver who could definitely challenge him here tonight. But how about Adam Cabot? He is the first driver on, it looks like he took fuel only potentially. And Zach Halpern also. We got spinning on the front stretch. That is the 10 of Ryan Shelton. As he goes around bringing out another quick yellow flag. Ryan now involved in a couple of cautions. He's racing up here with Angelo Ronas. Sideways, gets into the 29, who hooks him, and AJ STRAVATO just avoids him. I'm sure AJ didn't want to see that 10 car collect him. He was able to avoid that. Go on board here. Just able to drive out from underneath. Avoid that, as YOUSUF GHALY will bring it on the pit lane, along with Angelo Ronas, Jeremiah Vincent, like Zach HALPERNE, Ryan Shelton. That'll leave, let's see, about 6 cars having yet to pit here. TREJO pit a little bit later than the rest of these guys. He's got 5, well actually it looks like Adam CABOT and Jeff Wright, who pit 6 or 7 laps ago, up here in the mix as well. So we'll have 8 cars staying out, and then YOUSUF GHALY will win the battle off pit road. He'll restart, it looks like, from the 9th position. None of these guys in front do bring it down. And it does look like tires on the 54. I think Jeff Wright just took tires as well 7 laps ago, so he's got a bit of an advantage over these leaders. YOUSUF GHALY, though, will have the freshest, the farthest forward, and he'll restart 9th. Pretty good buffer, though, up to these race leaders, so we'll see how they can hang on to it. See if YOUSUF can get up there and try and race for the lead. But Dylan Parker out in front, probably liking what he's seeing with some cautions now as they kind of keep the tires cool and maybe extend this run a little bit farther. If you are just tuning in, though, this is race 24 of 25. It's the semi-final for the Virtual Racing League here in 2021. 160 laps around Richmond Raceway here tonight. We've completed stage number 1. YOUSUF GHALY won that. Conor Horn already locked into the next round, the finale of the playoffs. You can see right here how they entered the night. Adam CABOT came in 2nd, Alec Martinez 3rd. He was on a bold strategy in stage 1. Didn't really work out all that well, but he's worked his way back into the top 5 now. AJ STRAVATO's had a bit of an up and down race. Dylan Parker, though, has had the car to beat. He's been out in front for nearly 40 laps at this point. YOUSUF GHALY's also been very quick. He led at the end of stage 1, winning that stage, earning those stage points. Elliott Butler's had a kind of average night here, but in the top 5 at the moment. Mark Emerson did not start the race, so he'll be eliminated. But the 3 spots you see below Conor Horn, they're still up for grabs. And the way that Dylan Parker and YOUSUF GHALY are racing here tonight, they are on a mission, trying to race their way in for a shot at the championship. You can see Conor Horn right there on the outside, the number 67. He's looking for win number 10 this season. Already 9 through the first 23 races. And there we go, green flag back in the air. Good restart for Conor up there in the 2nd group. Dylan able to get clear of him for the moment. Conor almost tries to get down low. Can't do it though, and AJ STRAVATO gonna dive in there and challenge for 2nd. Gonna be a tough move to pull off. Keep an eye on the 54 machine as he works his way forward. Already up 2 spots here, down into turn 3. Fresh tires on this TRD Toyota Camry. Also Jeff Wright, he's got fresh tires, or fresher than the leaders, and he rides in 5th. But battle for the race lead. Conor Horn's to the inside of Dylan Parker. Dylan trying to pinch him down as much as he can. Conor keeping the foot to the floor, though, able to get the power down out of turn 4. And he will once again be on the inside here, but Dylan not giving him a lot of room to come up the racetrack. Doesn't seem to matter, though. Conor's able to keep it stuck to the yellow line. And they will remain side by side. Big wiggle from AJ STRAVATO in third. He'll lose some ground. Here comes Jeff Wright on the fresh tires, going to try and challenge for that position. But right now, this battle almost dead even. Dylan Parker, Conor Horn going at it here in 3 and 4. Dylan cuts down the track. A little blink there for Conor, who's going to get a little bit squirrely. And the more they battle, the closer that 48 car gets. YOUSUF GHALY has not made a ton of progress. He still rides 8th. And AJ STRAVATO really checking up the inside line farther back. That is Alec Martinez behind him. Get an overhead view. Look at this. Conor really driving that car hard up out of these corners. Dylan trying to keep him pinched down as much as possible, but that time gives him a little bit of space. Trying to carry that speed. Gets a great drive out of 2. Might shut the door here, but cannot. Conor still gets back to his inside. Now out of turn 4. This is where drivers have really struggled to put the power down, but Conor able to keep it underneath. And he gets a great drive into turn 1. He may take the lead right here. Slides up the racetrack, able to keep it off the 3, and Dylan able to keep it wound up. Conor Horn now pulling out in front. He's going to have the lead at the start-finish line. Dylan Parker going to have to fight back from the high side, which is getting harder and harder to do. Oh, a slide job move right there from Conor Horn. And big wiggle. Hard in the outside wall goes Jeff right off the nose of Jeremiah Vincent. They stay green, but side by side now, Alec Martinez and Jeremiah and YOUSUF GHALY right there in the thick of all of that. Well, Conor Horn does have the race lead. He's taking it away from Dylan Parker, looking for 10 wins this season. Dylan looking for his first. Yellow flag flies. That is going to be, I believe, the 7 of Zach Halpern involved in this one. Right near the lap 100 mark. May have been Eddie Trejo. No, I think he's actually in front of them. Looking for what happened here. Oh, and it was Jeff Wright, who appears to have lost it down into the corner. Goes up the racetrack sideways, and then he took it straight to, he towed it straight to pit road, so wasn't able to get out of the way fast enough. And here's going to be some mixed strategy. Jeremiah Vincent stays out along with YOUSUF GHALY. Those two pitted under the last yellow flag. And now Conor Horn leads the rest of the field down pit road. Adam Cabot didn't stop in the box. Neither did Eddie Trejo. They roll straight through. See who wins the battle off. Going to be very close here, I think. Dylan Parker should get it, and I think he does. And it should be Conor Horn behind him. If Eddie Trejo and Adam Cabot, they are going to stay out again. Maybe they'll pit shortly here. So either way, the top 2 remaining on the track, that is Jeremiah Vincent and YOUSUF GHALY. So Jeremiah, I think, throwing up a bit of a Hail Mary here, trying to gain some track position. Jeremiah not in the playoffs any longer. He was eliminated last round. Still trying to get up there and maybe finish 9th in the standings, which would be a really great result for him for this season. He's going to have the race lead. YOUSUF GHALY in second. Adam Cabot, Eddie Trejo, and Eddie will bring it in. So Cabot will be third. Dylan Parker fourth. Gonna put Conor Horn on the inside line in 5th. Alec Martinez will move up to 6th position now. Potentially one additional set for Alec. Not sure how tight they are on the tire limits today. But this race is flying by, already past lap 100, and is less than 60 laps to go. Got a feeling that this may not work out for YOUSUF as well as he's hoping, but we'll have to see what the difference in tires and lap time is. Still looks like lights are off. Will be going green this time. It'll be Jeremiah Vincent who elects to take the inside lane. And he'll have control of the restart, the AC Delco Napa number 9 car. And Adam Cabot, who is on old tires. Dylan Parker, Alec Martinez, AJ STRAVATO, Elliott Butler, Ryan Shelton, Angelo Ronas, the top 10. Pace truck pulls on to pit lane. Green flag back in the air as Jeremiah Vincent gets him going. A pretty solid restart as he'll lead the field into turn number 1. YOUSUF GHALY battling now with Adam Cabot for 2nd. Jeremiah able to hold on to the race lead through 1 and 2. Down here in the 3 and 4, good drive in. And he's got 2 or 3 car lengths in hand, but showing some good speed right now as Dylan Parker boxed in behind the 54 and 77. He'll go to the 3rd groove and make it 3 wide with those drivers. A risky move here out of turn number 2. Almost gets slammed into the wall as Adam Cabot really struggling down low. Dylan's still trying to power around the high side. Gonna find that that wall closes up quickly, but he'll clear the 77 nearly. Now he sets his sights on YOUSUF GHALY. And look at this, Conor Horn, he is just absolutely bottled up right now. Nowhere to go. He's trapped between Alec Martinez, Ryan Shelton, and the old tires of Adam Cabot, who's down low, slipping here. He's able to hang on to it. Good save by Cabot, but he'll be 3 wide and going the wrong direction. That is for sure. Out in front, Jeremiah Vincent, he's got to see that 3 car closing in. Dylan looks to the inside, and he's got a great run out of turn number 4. He'll try and take the lead away down in turn 1, and no contest at all. He'll go right on by Jeremiah Vincent. And AJ STRAVATO also going to try and move forward. He goes to 2nd. Elliott Butler now looks like he's going to try and take 3rd. Conor Horn has cleared the mess. He's up to 5th. Conor looks now down to the inside of Elliott Butler. The 6 and the 9 side by side. And the 67 right there behind him. Ryan Shelton's been able to move up now to 6th position. Alec Martinez 7th, and side by side YOUSUF GHALY on older tires. Angelo Ronas, so this is not working for YOUSUF, who will maybe try to take tires at the next yellow flag if we do get one. But Dylan Parker out in front. He has led 55 of the 110 laps, so exactly half the laps. After starting on the pole, looking very strong. AJ STRAVATO 2nd after starting 6th. Got the leader in his sights. Elliott Butler 3rd after starting in 7th. Conor Horn started 12th. He's led 3 laps, now back in 4th. Ryan Shelton started 11th. He's up to 5th. Alec Martinez battling for 6th. He'll get that spot. He's led 3 laps after starting shotgun on the field. Jeremiah led 9 laps after starting 10th, riding 7th on old tires and fading. Angelo Ronas will take away the 7th position, it looks like. And Zach Halpern in 9th after starting in 9th. Had a up and down day. YOUSUF GHALY, after winning stage 1, he is back to 10th right now, off cycle. Eddie TREJO 11th after starting 13th, and Adam CABOT, who's led a couple here tonight, currently 12th and off cycle as well. He is really off cycle from everyone else. Hoping for a yellow flag, probably. As everybody pretty well spread out. Less than 50 to go. AJ STRAVATO starting to track down Dylan Parker, and Dylan not quite as strong as he was in the first bit of the race. He's had to fight through some traffic here on this run. Could be a part of that. Alec Martinez will make the pass on Ryan Shelton to move into the top 5. Dylan Parker, 3 car lengths separating him and the 33 of AJ STRAVATO, and then it's about 5 more back to Elliott Butler, who's got about 8 or so over Conor Horn, and then another 5 to Alec Martinez trying to hold off Angelo Ronis. And each of the top 8 drivers all on equal tires. And then Jeremiah Vincent, YOUSUF GHALY settle into 9th and 10th. Eddie TREJO on fresher tires. Adam CABOT, who didn't take tires, or hasn't taken any in quite some time. Right now back 12th position, not battling with anyone. As the battle for the race lead tightening up. AJ STRAVATO just 2 car lengths behind, really putting the pressure on Dylan Parker, trying to force him into a mistake here. Dylan looking very strong. Elliott Butler looking really good right now as well. He was faster than the 2 leaders. And on these fresh tires, he has looked pretty good tonight. He's made some passes up into the top 5. It seems like the speed kind of fades off, though, for him in the Dr. Pepper machine as the run progresses. The top 3 have pulled away from Conor Horn, who started to fade back into the clutches of Alec Martinez. I think this is by design, though. Conor saving his stuff, or trying to save his stuff, as those 3 leaders drive harder and try and pull away. Conor actually fastest on the racetrack last time, so he may say it's time to put the pedal down. As that time across the stripe, about even for the top 6 in lap time. But AJ STRAVATO, he's lost a few tenths of a second over the last few laps, and this time pretty much even with the race leader. They were only separated by 1/1000th of a second. And Elliott Butler a little bit faster. Alec Martinez fastest car on the racetrack that time. It is going to be very tight in the points, especially if Dylan Parker wins the race. But it is far from over. And right now, no real battles to speak of. Every car is separated by a few tenths of a second. Conor Horn is starting to close up a little bit. He's gotten the gap down to about 1.9 seconds. And it seems he is best out of turn number 2. Although this time loses a little bit through there, and Alec Martinez starting to close up on him. We saw Ryan Shelton get very sideways in the Tide machine. as he nearly brushes the wall right there. Looks like AJ trying to push again. He's closing back up now, back to car lengths. He's taking a little wider entry, trying to cut down the track here. And a straighter exit off. You can see, not really closing doing that. Somehow Dylan's still able to wrap the bottom pretty nicely. That is usually the key to getting around this racetrack, getting that car to almost drift through the corner in a controlled way. Now Elliott Butler starting to fade a little bit off of these drivers. Also having some connection problems. Conor Horn not closing. He's lost a few tenths of a second. Ronas having a good solid run, 6th position. The Adidas machine. But everybody's spaced out right now by at least 3 car lengths. Closest battle would be Zach Halpern and Jeremiah Vincent. Looks like there's some smoke on the front stretch. That might have been an issue actually for Eddie Trejo, who's really far behind the field. Riding in 12th position, Dylan Parker. Oh, maybe another issue. Eddie losing it there, down on the apron in the grass. Trying not to bring out the yellow. He is struggling right now, that is for sure. He just lost it out of 4. Meanwhile, Dylan Parker is pulled out 7 tenths in front of AJ STRAVATO, starting to drive away with less than 30 to go. Looks like Conor Horn, though, is starting to close the gap. He's reeled in Elliott Butler. And the gap between himself and Dylan Parker is shrinking now by about 3/4 of a second. Also, Alec Martinez closing up. He's closed up about 3/4 of a second. It'll come down to a battle between Conor, Alec, and Dylan. They're going to have to make their way past Elliott Butler, as here goes Conor looking to the inside for 3rd. Sends it in deep in turn 1, able to clear Elliott. See Conor not afraid to make a slide job move here tonight. He's already done it once. And that was for the race lead. He'll move now up to 3rd, now 1.3 seconds, and at the line, he was a 10th quicker than the race leader. Quite a bit faster than almost everyone else, other than Alec Martinez and AJ STRAVATO. They're the only a few drivers left in the 22-second bracket. Dylan just trying to get away. 22.94 that time. Conor Horn at 22.88, so 600ths faster. He continues to close the gap. And Alec Martinez, a 22.89. This time Dylan at 22.96, actually slower than AJ STRAVATO, who ran a 22.94, and Conor still the fastest on the track, 22.87, still closing. But as he runs behind AJ here, it's going to slow him up a little bit each lap, and it will cause him to use his tires up, especially when he gets there to try and make the move. AJ is not going to roll over for him, that is for sure. Conor closing up really well out of turn 2. Now 2 car lengths separating these drivers, and the race leader about 1 second out in front. Dylan, not a great turn right there, lost some time. Trejo rolling off the pit road. Looks like he'll come off right behind the race leaders. And that could throw a wrench in these guys' plans here. He'll have fresh Goodyear Eagles. 3 laps down. And how about this plan here, though? Adam Cabot, it has really backfired. He's about a half lap down And about 5 seconds from the next closest car. He's on the oldest tires. It has absolutely not worked out for him. He is hoping for that yellow flag because coming into the race tonight, second in points, he was 18 up on the cut line. Struggling right now is the battle for second. About to be underway. Conor Horn goes to the inside. STRAVATO up high. AJ keeping him honest. He'll keep him to the inside on the front stretch, but Conor going to have the preferred groove going into this turn. He will take the spot away. AJ going to settle into third position, but now Conor Horn, he's got nothing in the way between himself and Dylan Parker. And it is 3/4 of a second. It is less than 20 to go, and caution out on the track. Zach HALPERNE going around. The second or third time tonight, Zach has had the car go around on him. Let's take a look at what happened here. This time it looked like racing with Jeremiah Vincent. Jeremiah went to the inside. He'll be on the next set of corners here. Jeremiah goes in deep, slips off the track a little bit. They came together there right at the dotted line there, separating the grooves, and Zach will loop it around, catches the outside wall. And we'll see the leaders probably bring it down, and that is a huge break for Adam CABOT. And Eddie TREJO, unfortunately, gonna only get one of his laps back here. He'll be 2 laps down. We'll see if anyone tries a 2-tire strategy, but Dylan Parker, who's led so much of this race, could be his opportunity to seal the deal. He'll have Conor Horn right there behind him, though. Gonna take a perfect pit stop and pit exit. And Elliott Butler gets rolling here, and then Dylan Parker, he is gonna beat Conor at the line, but Elliott Butler 2-tire stop. He is throwing the Hail Mary right now. It'll be less than 20 to go in that 6 car. This is risky. Zach HALPERNE going to stay on the racetrack. So he'll be right in front of Dylan Parker, potentially. And Conor Horn in 4th. We'll see if Zach or Elliott bring it back down. So this will be very interesting. 15 laps to go in this race. Zach HALPERNE on 45 lap old tires. Elliott Butler on 45 lap old left sides. And then everybody else on fresh tires behind them. Adam CABOT going to be hoping to make up a little bit of ground here. Last car on the lead lap in 11th. Zach HALPERNE, he's going to lead a lap, maybe lead a second one here. Well, will lead a second one here as pace truck lights remain on. And Eddie TREJO doing some landscaping down there. Right across the nicely painted grass. He'll leave his mark. Who is going to win here tonight and lock themselves into the championship round? Is it going to be Dylan Parker? Is it going to be Elliott Butler on this alternate 2-tire strategy? Can he get out in the race lead and hang on to it? He's been good on the short run. Conor Horn going to deny anyone of locking themselves in with a win. Could it be STRAVATO? Could it be Alec Martinez from 7th? YOUSUF GHALY has not had things go his way here in the second half of this race. Currently running 9th. But it'll be Zach HALPERNE on the old tires. He'll be in the outside lane. Looks like Elliott Butler will line up on the inside. And this could be a break for Conor Horn, or for Dylan Parker, potentially. You know, Zach and Connor, teammates. I don't think Elliot and Dylan, though, have any kind of affiliation here. That does not appear to be the case. So, Elliot Butler will be on the inside of those two tires. We'll see if it works for him. Zach Halpern on very old tires has struggled here tonight. And big tire spin from the 6. That stacks up the inside line. Conor Horn trying to get to the outside. Will he make a 3-wide move here? As Zach Halpern goes up the racetrack, Conor Horn to the race lead. Here comes Dylan Parker, going to try and send it down low, but no, Angelo Ronas gets a good run. He'll go to the outside. Now the 3-car boxed in just a little bit as the 6 of Elliot Butler struggling there. Big slides for both the 29 and the 3, and Conor Horn driving away. As 2, 3 wide farther back, that is Zach Halpern in the 3rd groove. Adam Cabot and Jeremiah Vincent battling just inside the top 10. How about this, Angelo Ronas? He's trying to get clear for 2nd. Elliot Butler trying to hang on to a podium spot. 2 tires actually working decently well for him as Dylan Parker catches the outside wall. Here comes Alec Martinez to 3rd, or to 4th rather. And 10 to go. Conor Horn coming to 9 to go. Has about 5 or 6 car lengths lead over Angelo Ronas. Could Angelo win and spoil? Right now, not able to track down Conor. Alec Martinez trying to make the move. Dylan Parker way up the racetrack, losing ground. Here comes YOUSUF GHALY. Dylan gonna look to go 3 wide. He'll get right alongside Alec Martinez. And Elliot Butler up the hill trying to keep that car pinned high, and he will do so. But side-by-side contact there. The 6 car goes around in front. He'll catch the nose of the 54. And a big wiggle from Dylan Parker is what's triggered that one. He's got heavy nose damage, and he has lost some serious ground. Potentially the favorite to win this race. And Elliot Butler, those 2 tires caught in the middle of all of that. Let's go back and take a look here. They were going down into turn 1, and Dylan got the run down there. Able to go 3 wide. He is loose right there. And just comes up the hill into him. And that is going to send Elliot Butler all the way back to 10th. Dylan Parker will hang on to 5th position. YOUSUF GHALY able to get 4th out of that. Angelo Ronas, Alec Martinez up here in the top 3. And Elliot Butler and Zach Halpern will bring it down pit lane. Eddie Trejo will get another lap back. Not sure what to say about that accident there, but definitely some big damage for Dylan Parker. So that is going to hurt that race car for sure. 54, YOUSUF GHALY just clipped him with the right front. Got a little bit of damage on that car, but not too bad. And Dylan Parker doing some donuts. May have taken it behind the wall. Not sure if he was penalized, but he is currently shown off track, so Dylan Parker may have been disqualified. I'm not exactly sure. That will end his chance to win tonight. We'll have at least one more to go. It's probably going to come down to a 3-lap shootout. It'll be Conor Horn looking for win number 10. Angelo Ronis looking for his first victory of the season. Alec Martinez would be looking to get back to victory lane. It'd be his second after winning the opener all the way back in race number 1. That was at, I believe it was Michigan, back in February, which is hard to believe. It was that long ago we started this season. February is when Alec Martinez last won a Virtual Racing League Cup Series race. And he's going to be in a pretty decent spot here, although he'll be behind the 29 machine of Angelo Ronis. So not the preferred starting groove here with the 67 in control of this one. It looks like it'll be a 2-lap shootout. And then anything that happens here could lead to a green-white checkered overtime finish. Can Angelo Ronis pull off a spoiler here? Jeff Wright did it 2 weeks ago. And it would be quite the story to have 2 spoilers in the round of 8 here. And there we go, green flag back in the air. Conor Horn gets us going. YOUSUF GHALY right there behind him. Can YOUSUF win and lock himself in after winning stage 1? He's now closed up to second. Alec Martinez looks to the inside for third as Angelo Ronis slips up the racetrack. He'll get right in the way of Adam Cabot. What a recovery there. He's in the top 5, but through 3 and 4, coming back to the white flag. Conor Horn looking for another race win. This would be win 10 in 24 starts. Actually, Conor missed the race, so in 23 starts. But look at this. YOUSUF GHALY, he's there. He's not afraid to use the bumper, even though that's a teammate in front of him. He'll send it down into the corner. He'll get to the inside. He'll turn the 67 up the hill. YOUSUF GHALY, kind of like he did it last season. He'll win at Richmond. Spinning his teammate Conor Horn. He'll end up in 10 as he gets back rolling, but YOUSUF GHALY to the inside, full sent it. And he will be the race winner here tonight. 39 laps led after starting on the front row. And he'll get into Alec Martinez after the checkered flag. YOUSUF GHALY will win the race, and we will be right back after a quick commercial break. And back at the racetrack now, gonna pull up our race winner here. YOUSUF GHALY, Adam in the V-Speed booth, you got me?
Yes, sir.
Well, YOUSUF, maybe not the way you wanted to win it, but you take the victory here after winning the stage and locking yourself now into the championship finale. You'll have a shot at that championship. Give us a rundown of those last few laps there and going into those final corners.
I don't know. Like I just sent it. Like I feel horrible for that, but I didn't have a choice. And after what Jeff Wright did earlier in the race, doesn't seem like there's any punishment going on. So
yeah, definitely a dramatic move there. We've seen sort of similar situation in real life between it was Carl Edwards and Kyle Busch, the teammates getting together there in the final corner. You know, if it came down to that, I mean, obviously you made that move, but had you been thinking about that throughout the race? If it came down to a situation like that?
I mean that wasn't really a move you think about. Like I didn't bump and run him. I dumped him. Like that win was not. I don't feel proud about that win or anything, but I had to do it to get into the Final Four, so I did it, and I still feel bad about it, but I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, your last year's champion, and you do get another shot at it though next week, and we go to Las Vegas. You know, you think you got a good chance at repeating here in the Virtual Racing League?
I don't know if I want to after that, honestly.
Well, I know we're looking forward to seeing you compete. I know it's tough to win under those circumstances and like that, but is there anybody you want to give a shout out to for the victory?
Just Connor for being my brakes in turn 3, I guess.
All right, YOUSUF. Well, congrats on the win, and we'll catch you next week at Las Vegas in the championship finale.
Alrighty, thanks.
YOUSUF GHALY, race winner here tonight. Definitely interesting circumstances. He's not happy about it. I'm sure there's other drivers not too happy, but he is going to be the race winner, and used his teammates for the brakes, like he said, and that was that. So we're going to go to second place now, the guy who saw all of that unfold. That is Angelo Ronas. Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got me?
Yep, I got you.
Well, Angelo, you had a very strong second half to this race. You were up there right around the top 5 for pretty much the entirety of it. And you had a good shot late in the going. Restarted in the second position. And just give us a rundown of your race, your performance here tonight, and how you got to second place.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a chaotic first half. I mean, the contact with me and Ryan, that definitely didn't help the car out. But in the second half, I guess I just learned from my mistakes, tire management-wise. And yeah, I'll be honest, if it wasn't for that last caution, I think it could have been close between me and Connor. But yeah, after that, I'm just happy to end up in P2.
Yeah, you were definitely keeping him honest. I think the gap was right around 3 or 4 tenths of a second, and definitely had some really, really strong speed here. You were keeping up with the best of them, and you know, after a performance like that, we go to Las Vegas for the championship finale. You know, how do you feel about going out there and you know, playing a part in that race?
I mean, I'm definitely going to be cautious of the people I'm racing with. At the same time, I don't want to mess with anyone's championship hopes, but at the same time, I'm also trying to get the best position that I can get. And Vegas isn't too bad of a track for me, so maybe I can get a top 3 out of it. But yeah, I'm just going to be cautious next week.
Yeah, and I think you'll have a good shot at it. I mean, tonight's performance and some of the races over the past few weeks, you definitely had good speed, top 5, and even tonight, potentially race-winning speed. So I think a lot to be proud about here from tonight's race. So second place will do it. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
Just everyone here in the league. I mean, I've raced with some of these guys for a long time, and it's always a fun show. I mean, I think once we get a few more people in here, it'll be even better. But overall, just everyone in the league.
Yeah, it's incredible racing for, I mean, it was a 14-car field, but there was no lack of action here tonight. So thanks for putting on a show for us out there, Angelo, and congrats on second place.
All right, thank you.
That was Angelo Ronas, second place finisher, and now we go to the third place driver, Alec Martinez. Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got me?
I do, man, just in time.
Yeah. And Alec, man, what a recovery. That strategy there at the end of stage 1, it didn't quite pan out, I think, how you were hoping, but you drive back up here, get on the podium, and give us a rundown of that second stage.
Yeah, going from the back was a little fun. This is by far my least favorite track, and I'm not afraid to admit it. But, you know, I'll take a third here any day. I just wanted to get the heck out of here, just show up and get the heck out of here. But, man, it's going to be interesting. I think we're in the championship fourth, so that'll be fun. But yeah, that was a wild last stage. I know I was next to Angela. I honestly thought that it was possible that they might remove the win away from YOUSUF, but I don't think they did, which, I mean, I don't really care, but good win for him. That was quite the last lap. Man, Vegas is next week, so it'll be interesting, but I think next week's going to be all about who can get the lead and keep it, and that'll probably be whoever wins the race, probably Conor, so we'll see, but we're gonna try our hardest. We're gonna see what happens. We got to beat Conor and all the other 3, because it's not just one guy, it's 4 or 3 others, so we'll see what happens next week. It's gonna be fun. It's a home track to me, so it'd be great to win the first and the last race of the season, so hopefully we can do that and walk home with the championship.
Yeah, we were mentioning that you haven't won since the opener, but man, you've had a lot of great runs, a lot of very close, runner-ups and things like that, and it would be quite the way to cap off the season. It'll be yourself, Conor, YOUSUF, and then Adam Cabot in the championship finale, so it should be a good race. You already kind of talked about your thoughts on that track, so good recovery here tonight after starting 14th. You lead 3 laps, and you end up on the podium. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, obviously everybody here at VRL for running this league. Obviously you do them in the broadcast, and my family watching and all the other viewers watching. Just thank them, and hope you guys come show up next week. It's going to be a wild championship race. Hopefully we bring home the championship. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. I know it's a little wild, but hope we put on a good show, and we'll try to put one more good show on for next week. And man, it's kind of sad. Man, next week's going to be the end of the Gen 6, so even though it's 550, you just gotta soak it up that it's the last race in the Gen 6 here in VRL. And, I think we got the next gen, so we'll see what happens when we get that car. But main focus next week is to win that race and walk home with the championship.
Yeah, definitely gonna be fun, and it'll be interesting as we switch over to those new cars. But man, it's always dramatic here, these last few races. Thanks for putting on a show, being part of the story here this season, and good luck next week at Las Vegas.
No problem, man. Thank you. I don't think I'll see you Monday or Tuesday for the BTDY, but try to put on a show, and happy Labor Day to everybody.
Thank you, Alec. Appreciate that. We'll catch you soon.
All right, thank you.
That is Alec Martinez, 3rd place finisher here tonight. And that'll complete the podium. Let's take a look at the rest of the results, and you'll see we'll kind of give a rundown of what happened here in this race. 7 cautions, 11 total lead changes. YOUSUF GHALY takes it there in 3 and 4, steals it away from Conor Horn, and he'll take the race win here tonight. Angelo Ronas finishes 2nd. Alec Martinez recovers to 3rd. Adam Cabot, who nearly had disaster here tonight, he ends up in 4th, and he'll make it into the championship 4 as well. AJ STRAVATO, he'll finish in the 5th position, just narrowly missing out on the championship round. Jeremiah Vincent, he'll finish 6th. Good run for him. Ryan Shelton, he'll finish 7th. Zach HALPERNE recovers to 8th. Elliott Butler finishes in 9th. And Conor Horn, after leading into the final corner, he'll end up in the 10th position, last car on the lead lap. Had a good shot and really probably should have won this race, but ended up back there, still a top 10 for him. He'll be in the championship finale next week at Las Vegas, and looking for his 10th victory of the season, which will be an incredible feat here. Eddie TREJO finishes 11th. Dylan Parker finishes in 12th. Jeff Wright finishes 13th after an up-and-down race. And then Ben Dafford, who qualified well, up in the 4th position. Things went wrong very quickly for him. He finishes in the 14th spot. But great racing, really wild action all race long, especially the last 50 laps or so. We had some really great battles, and it got dramatic at the end, like it always seems to do here late in the season. But man, what an exciting finish to this race. YOUSUF GHALY taking home the victory. We want to thank you for tuning in tonight. We'll be back next Wednesday with the Virtual Racing League from Las Vegas for the season finale. You won't want to miss that one, as the Final Four will battle for the championship, and going to be very, very exciting. We won't be bringing you the Below the Double Yellow Cup series on Tuesdays. They are off, so we'll see you the week after that with those guys, but we won't see you until after Labor Day, so have a great Labor Day celebration, and enjoy the time off if you have it, and we will catch you next Wednesday. Thank you so much.